Go. Hello, everybody. I'm here with Mr. Spellingbee, one of the participants in the Gwent Masters. We all know him as a very creative deck builder, great player. We've played with him on ladder multiple and multiple times, but it's my first time actually interacting with him in person, which I am very excited for. Hello, Mr. Spellingbee.
Hello. I'm great to be here with you.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Nice. So we have a series of questions selected very carefully, and if you're fine with it, I will ask away.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm ready.
all right. So first, we want to know what is your Gwent routine during a competitive season?
I don't really have a routine. I just kind of play Gwent whenever I want to. I don't have set times because I don't really have a setup or anything. I can just play Gwent on the go. I usually
Just
use like
jam
a
games.
phone or something. So yeah,
Okay, nice, 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 nice.
whenever I feel like it.
And what do you do when you're not Gwenting? Any hobbies?
Yeah, I mean, right now I'm still in school, so it's a lot of that. And then outside of that, I don't play many other video games, so it's kind of just like reading and stuff like that.
Cool, full commitment to Gwent then almost. Um, so let's get to the juicy questions. How did your preparation for Masters go, and who was your prep partner? What did we give us all your secrets?
That's an interesting question because I don't actually prep. Like between the round robin stages and the play-in stages for qualification, I literally played 0 games of Gwent in between.
Really?
Yeah, so I literally just booted up Gwent the day of my match against Puzzle and kind of just played. So yeah, I don't I've played Gwent. I'm trying to find decks, but I don't really prep with anyone.
Okay, pretty cool, pretty cool. So, so just going with your guts. So, as you might know, there are some people who see you as an underdog. Many people said they wanted to face you in quarterfinals. Does it give you the rage and the motivation to show everybody wrong and play even better?
I mean, yeah, I know I haven't done too great in these past Gwent Opens, so obviously I'm trying to do a little bit better. I'm playing against Cams again. Obviously he's very good at this, so it's going to be a challenge. Obviously, I want to do as best I can, but I know I'm definitely not as good as some of the other people here.
Don't sell yourself short. I'm sure. I'm very excited to see you play with Camps. I'm sure it will be a very interesting series. So, speaking of predictions, who would you like to face in the finals if you make it there?
I'm not really sure if the bracket is Paya in the first half. I don't know.
Paya
And the
didn't make
second
it.
one. Oh, okay, right.
Paya didn't make it.
Yeah, that is true. Kerpaten, I don't know. What
Kerpetten
was
is
the
playing versus
better?
Magpie. So, if you beat Camps, I think if I remember correctly, you'll be playing against either Kerpetten or Magpie. And then
What was this?
on the upper bracket, we have
I guess
hopefully
Trusky
Gandalf and
then.
Trusky.
Yeah, so yeah, one of those two would be great, I guess.
Okay,
Take over
that's a
one.
good answer. That's the kind of answer I want to hear. um, so speaking of competing, does your family know about your Gwent career? And if they do they support it? Do they like you jamming card games at such a high level?
I mean, I usually just play casually. They know that I'm competing in like opens and stuff, but yeah, I mean they're fine with it. Obviously, it's not a long-term thing, but just for fun, yeah,
Okay, sounds
they're
good.
okay with it.
Sounds good. And to move away from Gwent for a bit, is there a country you would like to visit, especially with that potentially juicy Masters money?
I mean, I haven't really left Canada, so I guess the closest country is U.S. So maybe just go to U.S. a little bit.
Fair enough, fair enough. To be fair, there's so much to see even in Canada, so I can understand that. Do you have an opinion on Gwent teams? And if so, is there one you would like to join? You know, I've heard of this team called Elder Blood. I've heard it's full of great guys and good players.
Yes, I have been asked by Team Elderblood, but at the time I wasn't really sure how much longer I was going to play Gwent, so I didn't really join the team. Obviously, they're upsized, they can help you prep for masters and stuff like that. obviously, if more of your teammates are in opens, then you'll know generally what type of decks will be there. So obviously there are upsides, but yeah, I'm
Oh,
not too upset at not being in a team right now.
the biggest upside is a secret Discord. You have no idea the stuff that's happening here. So I'm joking, but we can fix this. I'm sure if you didn't get an invite yet, we can try to fix this. I'm sure. So to go about what you just said. You said you're not sure how long you're planning to play Gwent. Do you think you planning to stay competitive for the season 5, or are you kind of bored already?
I mean, I haven't played much one in the past couple months, but I think I generally enjoy playing ladder on competitive seasons. So I'll probably play it. I don't know if I'll be like grinding for top 64 or top 16, but I'll still probably be playing Gwen regardless.
Cool, 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 cool. What do you think about devotion? Do you think it's a good archetype, or do you think it doesn't work and isn't needed? Do you think there should be more support for it, or something like that?
I mean, there are some factions that use devotion, like Syndicate, in which it's really good. But yeah, most of the devotion cards are kind of power crap. Like a lot of the bronzes just play for 7 for 4s with devotion, which is just what any normal bronze would play for. So
Yeah,
if they just buff devotion and make it actually worth playing for the cost of like sacrificing a heat wave or something, I think it could be interesting. But right now, I don't think it's implemented as well as it could be.
I agree. I'm also really sad about, for example, adrenaline not being used as much as it should be. I feel like adrenaline is also a good keyword that can fix lots of problems. But speaking of problems, what do you, or on the lack of problems, what is your opinion on balance in Gwent?
Uh,
Current
I
balance.
mean, yeah, I think it's. I mean, everything outside of Nilfgaard seems to be pretty much on the same level. Obviously, run free is a little bit overpowered right now, and that's a little bit less of a problem in a tournament because you can just ban it. But on ladder, it makes it a little bit difficult to play consistently because you're basically playing against the same deck over and over again.
Yeah, for the past 5 months, well, not the same deck, but the same strat. So you can remove one faction, you can ban one faction during tournament play, but if you could remove one faction forever in Gwent, which one would it be? Would it be any? You could choose to not remove any factions.
I don't know, maybe like Syndicate. I'm not. I don't really like
I
Syndicate
don't
all
like
that much.
Syndicate. Fair
Yeah,
enough.
I mean, Gwen was pretty good even before Syndicate was introduced, so I don't think you'll be losing all too much. But yeah, I mean, 5 factions prior was still a pretty good version of Gwen.
I kind of agree with that, yeah. The balance was, I'd argue, better before. I don't think it's Syndicate's fault, but I'd argue it was a good game even before Syndicate. Would you like to see more tournaments organized in North America? Because right now the time zone is kind of difficult for you sometimes. So would you like to see like more competitions in NA?
I mean, there would have to be a larger like competitive player base in North America. But yeah, I mean, obviously time zone right now I'm like 6 or 7 hours behind in times in Europe, so it's a little bit difficult to try to like get up and prepare for qualifying and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, it's obviously be better, but I don't think there's enough of a player base right now in North America to do that.
Yeah, yeah, I have to agree. I think it's unlikely we'll get too many more competitions. But so if Gwent wasn't there, is there any other games you would try to be competitive? Another card game or just another game?
I don't really play many video games outside of Gwent, or at least competitively so. So no, not really. Gwent is the only thing I'm like really good at.
One Love. Okay, fair enough. So which meta was your favorite in Gwent, if there was any?
I mean, the first meta I did really well in was the Harmony Double Waters meta. I knew that wasn't a great meta overall, but that was the first meta I got 2600 in, so I have kind of fond memories of that meta, even if it might not be the best one.
Makes sense, makes sense, makes sense. Yeah, it's like our preference is often tied to our performance. That just makes sense. So is there any Witcher character you would like to see in Gwent?
I haven't played any of the Witcher games, so I don't really know much of the lore outside of Gwent.
Huh, really? That's interesting. Okay, then what would be your best Gwent-related memory then?
Uh, Probably just qualifying for my first Open. I had no expectations of. Prior to that, I basically lost in like straight sets every qualifying, so then just making it to day two and then beating enough people to actually get a chance to make a token. It was pretty great.
Yeah, I can definitely believe it was great. So, assuming you win Masters this time, would there be anything left for you to strive for? Anything you would still want to achieve in Gwent? Or would you just be like, oh, I've done it all now, let's just have fun?
Yeah, I mean, it'd just be having fun. If having fun is me still being competitive, then I'll do that. If not, I might just play Gwent on and off. It really depends. But yeah, obviously winning Masters would be a sensational achievement.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And now let's be pessimistic. Let's say you do not win Masters. Who would you be happy to see win then, if it wasn't you?
I mean, I'd probably say the best player right now is probably Kirkpatrick, so probably him. He's basically flawless every time he plays, so probably him.
All right, so that answers another question I had for you. I was about to ask you who would you call the best player. So you're saying Kerpetten. Kerpetten Magpie is gonna be an interesting game because I think Magpie is also very, very good. So
Yeah.
that's an exciting series to see. So okay, you're not gonna remove any No, you said you're gonna remove SI. But if you could change one card, one and one only, which one would it be and how would you change it?
Probably Urian. Right now it's kind of in a weird state where it's just unplayable. To probably do like a pretty popular change of just make it like reset three adjacent cards instead of making an entire row. Make it a little bit easier to play around, but also at least you can get some value
I
no
like
matter
it.
what.
I like it. I like it. It's a pretty good idea. Okay, let's move on from Gwent for just 1 second. Do you have a favorite food?
Probably like pizza or something. I don't know.
Fair enough. Hard to dislike pizza. Okay, so you said you're not really prepping for Masters, but do you still like in the community? Who do you talk with about the game? Do you like? Are you still like? Do you have friends inside the community? Do you talk about Gwent with other people, or are you just like a lone wolf?
More lone wolf. I don't really talk to anyone. Again, nobody really in North America, and time differences and stuff like that in different places make it very difficult to talk to other people. So yeah, in terms of in-depth talk about the game, I don't really talk with anyone.
Yeah, fair enough. That's true. It's true that the time zone difference makes things quite more complicated. All right, so we talked about your favorite meta, but what would be your favorite deck of all time?
Probably even pre-homecoming, it was probably veterans where you were able to boost up all of the units, make them stronger. It was just a really satisfying deck to play overall.
I remember that one. That's during open beta, right?
Yeah.
Ah, yeah, the OG boats and great swords, right? That's the one.
And I think a bit later than that, it was with Trisac veterans and stuff like that. They would just boost base power by one.
Yeah, okay. I got it. Got it confused with another one. Have you played a bit of Rogue Mage, or is that really not up your alley?
I did buy Rogue Mage. I played it for a couple of days. But really, all it did was make me buy Slay the Spire, and I played that a lot more.
that's that's a good answer. Slay the Spire is one of my favorite games of all time. It's so good. Slay the Spire is so good. So what else can I ask you? We're almost done with all our beautiful questions. So which card, in your opinion, was the strongest this year, and which one was the weakest of the new cards that got released or reworked?
Um, the weakest card, in terms of the entirety of Gwent, probably a card like Blizzard or something that just literally just destroys the lowest unit in the game.
No, from the
Strongest would
newer
probably be like
cards,
Rapier.
from the cards that got released or changed this year.
Yeah, in terms of strongest card, it's probably Renfrey.
Yeah.
Again, even with the nerfs, it's still the fact that it can basically be the best deck in the game is a little bit overpowered, even though there aren't really many other decks outside of Nilfgaard, which I guess is good, but even that one Nilfgaard deck is the best deck in the game by far.
And what about the weakest? Again, from the cards that got released this
Yeah.
year, of the new ones.
Probably like Prism Pendant or something.
That's the answer that instantly comes to mind, right? For me as well, as soon as I saw the question, the first card that instantly comes to mind is the pendant. Are you a sports enjoyer or only an esport enjoyer? Do you practice any sports?
I mean, I like watching and playing basketball.
Oh, nice.
So I do both that, but yeah, outside of that, no other sports.
That's really cool. And okay, unless I've missed something, I think we've asked all the questions that were to be asked. So all I can do at this point is wish you the best of luck against camps. We will be all watching. I'm not gonna say who are we gonna be rooting for. Well, for Gandalf and Trusky, but outside of that, we'll be rooting for a good game. So I wish you the best of luck. May you have good games. May you have fun, and may you not be too tired because of the time difference.
No, thank you.
Anything you want to say to the people?
Not really, but I hope you enjoy Masters regardless of what the result is.
Great message. I agree with that. Well, thank you, sir. It was very nice talking to you. Again, wish you the best of luck, and we'll see if there's a Masters winner interview later, huh?
I doubt it, but thanks for the vote of confidence, anyways.
Everything can happen. Anything can happen. Okay, thank you for talking, man. It was very nice.
Okay, thanks.